All right, this is my post match series for the Argentina versus Iceland match. The match ended in the 3-0 victory to Argentina, where Argentina were physically the dominant side. Not physically, overall, they were the dominant side, apart from being physical and all of that. But they were the most dominant side, and obviously, it was expected that Argentina would trash Iceland, and which they did to extreme perfection. This is one of like the most convincing Argentina performances I've seen. I'm not saying other matches from Argentina and the friendlies have not been convincing. They've been fairly convincing enough, but this is one of those matches that I felt like they established their dominance. They showed Iceland why they are the reigning world champions. Let me use world champions because it's mostly associated with Chelsea, but world champions, yeah. So they showed why they are one of the like most established world champions, and they went ahead their business against Iceland and they did it very well to perfection, like real perfection. I was keeping my eyes on some few players in that match, and one of them was Valentin Baku. Valentin Baku from Strasbourg. We all know he's going to be joining up Chelsea next season. And as a Chelsea fan, I'm excited because I needed a player like Valentin Baku in my squad. You feel me? I needed a player like Valentin Baku in my squad because Enzo Fernandez is leaving and it doesn't really seem like Chelsea are really interested in keeping Enzo Fernandez at the club. You understand? There have been a lot of contract talks and all of that, but it doesn't seem like Enzo Fernandez is a player that is really interested in staying at Chelsea any longer. He said his time is up. He said he sees himself as the caliber of player that's supposed to be competing with other big boys in the biggest stage of the competition, like the champions and all of that. And fair enough, it's true. That is like the caliber or the caliber I think Enzo Fernandez is supposed to be competing. And have Chelsea offered him that platform to compete with the big boys? No, Chelsea have not really been perfect so far, so good. And I really see no reason. I really see no like yeah, no reason why Enzo Fernandez said if he wants to leave, I should come and judge him. No, I'm not going to judge him. As a fan, my club have not really been perfect. Not even say perfect, good enough, safe. They've not really been good enough to compete with the big boys. So Enzo Fernandez leaving is really a painful one for me, and we can't really dwell on that. We need replacement. That was why my eyes was on Valentin Baku all throughout the match, and he played very well. He had a pass completion rate of 93%. Really, really brilliant for a young player. And I think in that match against Iceland, he didn't start as a centre midfielder, he started as a left wing back. Yes, left wing back. And he did really well. Imagine having a 93 pass completion rate as a left wing back. It's good now. Come on, let's say the truth. It's good, very, very good. I'm really, really impressed by what Baku did yesterday. And you know, as a young prospect coming into Chelsea and knowing he's a versatile player, can play as a left wing back, a left back, and a centre midfielder, is going to give Xabi Alonso with this variety of options to use him as a player. You get when he calls for like that emergency situation to adapt as a left back or left wing back, you have Valentin Bako to slot in there. Can he be a good midfield pairing with Moses Caicedo? Absolutely, he can be a very good midfield this thing and pairing with Caicedo. You get that is the only advantage I see Baku having over Enzo Fernandez in this Chelsea squad. But I still want Enzo Fernandez to stay. But that versatility of Valentin Baku is something that is really, really precious to this Chelsea squad. And one thing about Baku I'm really impressed with is that he plays like he has some level of experience in him. It's not like all those 21 years old that are rush into games that panic when things get really tight and tense in games. No, he's someone that is very calm and composed. And I see some kind of like trait of Enzo Fernandez in him. I see some trait of Enzo Fernandez in Valentin Bako. That is why I'm really, really excited about him. I can't really wait for the World Cup to like come and go and let me see Bako play for my club, do your training and all of that. Let me see what kind of player Valentin Bako is and what he can actually offer Chelsea going forward into next season. You get so that is all for Valentin Bako. And also, I kept my eyes on Enzo Fernandez. I watched his game trial yesterday. I don't really think he started. I don't think he started. He came from bench with Messi because Messi scored the penalty. He came from the bench with Messi. I don't really know because I did not really watch the match yet. I just watched some highlights and I'm just using what I was able to see in the highlights to explain how the match went. Yet. So that's just it. I kept my eyes on Enzo Fernandez. I saw his stats, 92% completion rate, good recoveries, some clean passes into the final third, and all of that. That's just a typical Enzo Fernandez on a normal match day. You get so that's just it, and that is it. Overall, I think the performance from Argentina was really, really like very impressive. Honestly, very impressive. 3-0, they didn't concede any goal, and a typical Argentine team. That is just that's what they did. And one very good fact about that Argentine team was that that's not even really their main exile going into the World Cup. That's like their Shiri Shiri exile. They are probably like a B team or something. That was what they used to beat Iceland. Fair enough, oh, we can say Iceland is not that kind of team that is strong enough to compete with Argentina. They can't even go to, they can't really face Argentina and try to get a point. It's not possible. Iceland, Argentina, there's levels to these things now. Eh. But even if with the beating of Argentina, they show that they are ready to compete for the World Cup again. If possible, retain the World Cup again. Retain the World Cup again with the whole how am I going to put it for France? Uncertainty around this France national team surrounding Kylian Mbappe and all of that. I think if Argentina can decide to leverage on this asset uncertainty happening in the French camp and try to push their levels in this World Cup, they can go on to win the World Cup again back to back. Something France wanted to do in the last tournament. Argentina can accomplish it. It's possible. But it's really, really going to be difficult for Argentina trying to win, the World Cup back to back because there are other big boys here. There's Portugal, there's Brazil, there's Belgium, there's who else again is very big boys? Netherlands. Netherlands can act as a disturbance. It can come in as a disturbance and disturb Argentina from winning it. But I think Argentina on their day, if they play proper football, they can beat Netherlands. The only who I know will be a main threat or real threat to this Argentine side in the World Cup is Brazil, France, and Portugal. These are the teams I know that they will give Argentina a hard time in trying to figure out this World Cup. Yeah, but overall, Argentina have a good squad. They have really imposed. They have Otamendi is back again. They have Messi, Julian Alvarez, Enzo Fernandez, Lautaro Martinez. A lot of top players playing in the top leagues. And when it comes to individual quality, Argentina has this. Then when it now comes to chemistry and fluidity as a team, Argentina still has this. This is one of like the most balanced nation coming into this World Cup. We all know about that. One of the most balanced nations coming into this World Cup. You get so that is it. Kudos to the Argentina team. What a very beautiful football they played against Iceland. Very decent football. Very impressive football. They've shown us that they are ready to compete again at the biggest stages of football and they've done it again. Kudos to them. Let's see how they're going to perform in this next World Cup. Catch you on the next slide. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll be there to reply to your comments. Let me know what you feel about Argentina in this World Cup. Catch you later.